Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Destiny Hero deck profile. So I'm really excited for you guys because we have an amazing new tech card for this deck, Destiny Hero Dark Angel, which is absolutely insane. And I really quickly want to give a shout out to D-Time TCG where I saw this tech card first. It's absolutely an insane card that can turn itself into a one-sided Imperial Order for the opponent, which is really awesome to basically lock down all of their spell cards. You guys should definitely check out D-Time TCG because they have an awesome Destiny Hero channel. But without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name description in a single video, getting a signed card sent in the mail, and even getting your requested deck profile every single month to your patron, along with test stands. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Destiny Hero Dark Angel. This card is absolutely insane. That if you have 3 or more Destiny Hero monsters in your graveyard, then you can discard this card and then target a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your opponent's field in defense position, which is really awesome because you can use one Dark Angel to special summon the other one to your opponent's field. And when a spell card or effect is activated that is going to resolve, you negate the effect. And if you do, or did not have an effect, you destroy that card, which is really amazing because it basically says this card is a one-sided Imperial Order for the person that controls it, which is really neat. And it also has the ability that during your standby phase, you can banish this card and a Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard, and each player chooses one normal spell card from their deck and places it on top of the deck, which is really an insane effect. We then play 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. Destiny Hero Malicious is really good because you can banish a Malicious to special summon another one from the deck, which is a great effect just to get you additional cards on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Plasma, which is a crazy powerful boss monster for the deck that has the ability to contribute 3 monsters on your side of the field to special summon this card from your hand. And then you can also target a monster that your opponent controls and equip it to this card, and this card gains half of that monster's attack. It's also a one-sided skill drain that makes it so that your opponent's monster's effects are negated, which is an insanely powerful effect. This card is basically a relinquished and a skill drain all tied into one. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Dynatag. Dynatag is a good one-of in the deck because it helps you during the battle phase, because during damage calculation, in either player's turn, when you would take battle damage, you can discard this card to make yourself take no battle damage from that battle, and if you do, each player takes 1,000 points of damage, and you can manage this card from your graveyard and target a Destiny Hero monster that you control, and it gains 1,000 attack until the end phase of your opponent's next turn, which is really good because some of your Destiny Heroes can use a little boost. We then play a single copy of Draw Hand. Draw Hand is a good one-of because it has the ability, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a hero monster, then you can make each player draw a card, and then during the next standby phase, after this card was sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from the grave, but banish it when it leaves the field, which is a pretty good effect just to get you an additional monster on the field. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Celestial. Celestial is a good one-of because when this card declares an attack, you can target one face-up spell card your opponent controls and destroy it. And if you do, inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent. This card can also let you draw 2 cards, which is really good. And then while you have no cards in your hand, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can manage this card and a Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard to draw 2 cards, which is really helpful just to help you dig into the deck so you can get your copy of Fusion Destiny. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Decider. This card is a great card in the deck because it has the ability, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add a hero monster from your graveyard to your hand during the end phase this turn, which is a really good effect just to be able to grab those cards from your deck, from your graveyard back to your hand. And then during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you while this card's in the graveyard, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, make that effect damage 0, which is really good to be able to basically take no effect damage. We then play a single copy of Diamond Dude. Diamond Dude is a really good one-of in the deck because we do play a lot of normal spell cards in this deck, so being able to excavate them and copy the effects is really nice. We then play a single copy of Denier to round out the Destiny Heroes. This card is a really good one-of to work with your copy of Malicious because it can actually put Malicious back into the deck, which is really neat. Because if this card is normal or special summon, you can take one of your Destiny Hero monsters that's in your deck, graveyard, or that's banished, and place it on top of your deck. And you can only use the effect this card once per turn. And if you have a Destiny Hero monster on the field or in your graveyard other than this card, then you can special summon this card from your graveyard, but you can only use the effect of this card once per duel, which is really neat because it gets you that monster back on your side of the field once per duel, which is really nice. We then play 3 copies of Vision Hero Ferris. Vision Hero Ferris is a really good card for any hero deck. You just discard a card or discard one other hero monster to special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is normal or special summon, you get to place another Vision Hero monster from your deck in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous trap card, which is always going to be your copies of Vision Hero Increase that you're going to be putting in your back row. And this card is really, really nice because you can actually special summon this card from the back row by attributing one other monster on your side of the field that's a hero monster, and then it has the ability that you get to special summon a level 4 lower Vision Hero monster from your deck, which is always going to be your copies of Vision Hero Vion, which we play as a 3 of in this build. Vision Hero Vion comes in very, very handy in this deck because if it's normal or special summon, you send a hero monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is a really good effect to be able to send one of your Destiny Hero monsters, like a copy of Dark Angel, from your deck to the graveyard. And it also has the ability you can banish a hero monster from your grave to be able to add a polymerization from your hand, so you can go in for all sorts of really good plays. We then play 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. Stratos is really good in the deck because it lets you add a hero monster on summon from your deck to your hand, which is a really powerful effect. We then play 2 copies of Shadow Mist. I really like 2 copies of Shadow Mist in my build because it has the ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard, then you can add a hero monster from your deck to your hand. But if this card is special summoned, you can add a change quick play spell card from your deck to your hand, which is always going to be mass change. We then play a single copy of Liquid Soldier. Liquid Soldier is a good one of in this build because it helps you go for your Ab-Zero super easy in this deck. And when this card is normal summoned, you can take a level 4 or lower hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it, except another copy of this card. And if this card is used as fusion material for a hero monster, is sent to the graveyard or banished, you can draw 2 and then discard a card. We then play a single copy of a Dusted Gold. A Dusted Gold is just really good to discard this card to get to your copy of Dark Calling, so you can go for Malicious Bane, which is really, really good. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Reinforcements of the Army, because it pretty much gets us to the majority of our hero monsters in the deck. Or it can get us to our copy of Stratos that can then get us to any hero monster we need in the deck. We then play a single copy of Foolish Burial because we have so many hero monsters that function in the graveyard, so this card is a really good one of in this build. 1 copy of Polymerization because we can search it off of our copy of Vion, so this card is a really good one of in the build. 1 copy of Miracle Fusion because we can search it off of Sunriser, so this card is a definite one of in this deck to be able to fusion summon an Elemental Hero Fusion monster from your X deck by banishing the fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard, which is really, really nice. We then play a single copy of Dark Calling. Dark Calling is insanely good to help us go for our copy of Evil Hero Malicious Bane, and this card is overall just a fantastic tech card in the deck to work with your copy of a Dusted Gold, because all you have to do to summon out your copy of Malicious Bane is to fusion summon a fusion monster from your X deck that must be fusion summoned with Dark Fusion by banishing the materials from your hand or graveyard, which is really good because you're going to be discarding the Dusted Gold to the grave anyways to get to this card. We then play 2 copies of Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny is really good because it lets us fusion summon a fusion monster from our X deck that lists a Destiny hero monster as a material, using monsters from our hand or deck as fusion materials but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can't special summon monsters except for dark hero monsters, which is totally fine because that's pretty much all we're summoning anyways. We're then going to be playing 3 of one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck, and that's going to be 3 copies of Destiny Draw. Destiny Draw is absolutely insane because you just discard any Destiny hero monster from your hand to be able to draw 2 cards, which is really, really nice in this deck. And I really love this card because of the artwork of having that GX dual disc in it, which is just super cool. We then play 3 copies of A Hero Lives. A Hero Lives is really cool in the deck because if you control no face-up monsters, you can pay half your life points to special summon out a level 4 lower elemental hero monster from your deck, which can be your copy of Shadow Mist to search out a change quick play spell, or your copy of your Elemental Hero Stratos to then search any hero monster that you want. This card is also a really good card to play for Ashbait, which is really nice. We then play 3 copies of Mass Change. Mass Change helps us go in for Dark Law, which is just such a good card in this deck to be able to make along with your copy of Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer and giving your opponent that copy of Dark Angel to give them the Imperial Order effect, which is really nice. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. I did actually consider playing 2 copies of this card in this deck, but I really just kind of play 1 copy of it because it's super easy to make and it's really, really nice once you get it on the field, because usually when you get it on the field, it means game. But what this card does is it takes a level 6 or higher hero monster plus a Destiny Hero monster to summon this card, and monster your opponent control lose 200 attack for each hero monster in your graveyard, which is insanely powerful because you're going to be sending a bunch of heroes to the graveyard off this card's effect. And you can only use each of the following effects this card once per turn. You can quick effect destroy both one card that you control and a card that your opponent controls, and if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can activate the effect to special summon a Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard during the next standby phase of the next turn, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Dominance. Dominance is really nice in the deck because it can set up your graveyard for your Dark Angel with your copy of Fusion Destiny, because it does require 3 Destiny Hero monsters to summon this card. It also has the ability that you can, during your main phase, look at the top 5 cards of your deck or your opponent's deck and place them back on top of the deck in any order, which is kind of nice because if you summon the copy of Dark Angel to your opponent's side of the field, you can basically put all the spell cards that they can't use on top of the deck, which is really, really nice. So this card is a great one-of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Dystopia. Dystopia is a good one-of in the deck that's just super easy to make, just requiring 2 Destiny Hero monsters to summon it to your field. 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dangerous. This card is absolutely nuts because it's a walking foolish burial, because quick effect, you can discard a card to send any Destiny Hero monster you want from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, Destiny Hero monsters you control gain 200 attack for each Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, which is a really, really awesome effect. We then play a single copy of Sunriser because it's super easy to make in this deck, and it searches Miracle Fusion. 1 copy of Ab-Zero, which you're going to summon with Miracle Fusion. So this card is super easy to make, and it also has a really good effect that if it leaves the field, you destroy all monsters that your opponent controls. 1 copy of Iskirdow. Iskirdow is a really good one of as well for your copy of Miracle Fusion if you don't have Liquid Soldier already in the graveyard, to be able to use a Dark Hero monster plus an Elemental Hero to summon out this card to your side of the field, and it also gains 100 attack for each Elemental Hero monster in the graveyard. We then play 2 copies of Masked Hero Dark Law. This card is absolutely nuts. It's basically a walking macrocosmos and mistake, which is really, really nice. It must be special with Mass Change and cannot be special by other ways, and any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead, and then once per turn, if your opponent adds a cards from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, then you can banish a random card from your opponent's hand, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of Masked Hero Acid. Masked Hero Acid is a good one-of in the deck because you can change it out for a copy of your Ab-Zero, or change Ab-Zero out for this card, essentially getting rid of all of your opponent's spells and traps and monsters, which is really cool, with just 1 copy of Mass Change, changing your copy of Ab-Zero into Acid. We then play a single copy of Evil Hero Malicious Bane because it's hands down my favorite hero monster in the entire game. So any chance that I have to play this card, I'm going to play it. And it's just a really awesome card because it has the ability, it must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, but Dark Calling can summon it out because of its effect. And it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and during your main phase, you can destroy all monsters that your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card. Also, this card gains 200 attack for each monster destroyed this way, and also you can't declare attacks for the rest of the turn except with hero monsters, but that's all we're playing anyway, so we're going in for game. We then play a single copy of Dread Decimator because it's just a really good link monster overall. 1 copy of Wonder Driver because it works with polymerization, and then 2 copies of Cross Crusader because it's a great combo piece in the deck to be able to get any hero monster you want, with the ability that if it's link summon, you can target a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and then tribute a Destiny Hero monster to add a hero monster with a different name from your deck to your hand, which is really good to get your copy of Dark Angel. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Definitely check out D-Time TCG. They are really, really awesome with this deck, and it's really amazing to see that awesome tech card come out about this deck. It's really a fun card to be able to play Dark Angel, especially with decks running around like Despia and Sword Soul that don't play a way to link this card away. So this card is just absolutely nuts, especially when you make all of your monsters in defense position, because this card has 0 attacks, so you're just going to be attacking into those monsters into defense to try and get rid of it, which is really, really fun. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can come part of notification squad. Definitely check out D-Time TCG, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.